if you could come in at this point, Charu, the court also saying, the court, while of course it spoke about blind distrust being unhealthy, the court also spoke about the need of working on public trust, of strengthening the institutions, and the court also said, we hope that the people's mandate would be represented in the vote the way it was intended to. And of course, what Matthew and the Congress have been raising about this book that was written, questioning that if that was once a stand, how could that change? Charu, to you.
Yeah. So let me go over this point-wise. When the Congress says they believe what the Supreme Court finally decides in a judgment, they cannot believe it and add a but after it. It actually makes them look very false, very fake. That's the first thing. The second thing is every time they win an election, they have no complaints about the EVMs. But when they are preparing for a loss, they talk about EVMs. Now, asking for 100% VVPAT actually is the same as a paper ballot. There's literally no difference to the two procedures. And imagine a country where the voting population is 97 crore, the largest in the world. We celebrate democracy in a way that no other country does. We are the largest democratic population and our elections are celebrated the world over. Let me remind everyone that in 2017 also, now I've already spoken about the judgment of the Supreme Court, but in 2017 also a hackathon had been organized by the Election Commission of India. All the political parties complaining today had been invited to participate in that hackathon. What did these political parties do? They did not turn up. The reason, these EVMs are not hackable because they're not connected to the internet. They did try to pull off a coup abroad in the UK especially, but the EVMs that were used were not the ones that are used in the Indian election. Let me also remind everyone that the order in which political parties are assigned a button, a number, is not pre-decided. Nobody knows which button is going to be placed for which political party in what order. So it's impossible to do that. Historically also we know that ballot papers are easier to manipulate. People used to steal entire boxes and run away. Booths used to be captured, etc. So instead of being proud of an election process that visitors from all over the world have tested and admired and applauding the Election Commission at a time like this, you want to raise doubts on your own system. You are snubbing the election process, which is actually something which you should have been working harder for. No. When you don't do your job for 5 years, you'll only complain about the question
paper. Thank you, Charu, for your comments. I'm left with just a minute. I want O.P. Rawat to be the last person to have the last word.
Hari Prasad, a colleague of
former Election Commission of India,
has stolen an EVM.
Okay. All right, Matthew. You've made your point.
Are you in disagreement with the order of the Supreme Court?
I want you to
Is that
end
what
this.
you're saying?
No, he's asking another question though, but I really don't have time for this.
Say that for the trust deficiency.
No, Matthew and Charu, I think let's just leave it there. I know you guys are taking the conversation into something that may be very engagement.
Why did he not
how would you want to end this conversation?
Or Karnataka?
And it is
60% of the votes in 2019 actually were.
All right, O.P. Rawat, please respond. Your last words on this very important decision that has come up from the Supreme Court, but of course in the thick of elections, what would you want to leave the voters with?
I think voters should be very happy that Supreme Court did not go to the retrograde ballot paper system. Supreme Court did not ask for more polling stations VVPAT slips being counted, and Supreme Court also helped the petitioners that your concerns on microcontrollers and SLUs will be addressed, and there will be room. If you have any doubt, there will be investigation and decision will be taken after that.